Stefs Rock Show. Our next guest I'm really excited about because I'm a major Vanderpump Rules and Sir fan. We've got Peter. Thanks for coming by.
Hello there. How are you, Steph?
So nervous because you're the manager. You're in charge. You tell us
Yeah,
what to do.
here's the thing. I was in charge. Everyone still thinks that I work there full time. I'm not there full time anymore. Here's the thing. I started in 2008. I've been there for 17 years associated with that place. I managed that place from 2010 to 2020 till the middle of 2024. And that's when I was like, we got a new GM that year. And because I was already kind of done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember in spring of 2024 being there and I'm like, my God, like, am I on a hamster wheel or something? Like, what is happening? You know? Because I was
It's
still
hard
managing.
to leave, though. I've bartended. I've worked in the industry,
No,
right?
it
And it's
is,
good
but
money.
no, it is. But I have other prerogatives and other things I want to accomplish in my life, not being the manager of a restaurant. I'd rather own my own restaurant. I mean, let's face it. Like I'm kind of silently looking for a partner, an investor for that. You know what I mean? So that's basically what I'm doing at the moment.
Wow.
On top of everything else that I'm doing, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing. Because I'm a very, very ambitious mind. So I mean, I love the place. 17 years there. Right now I just go in. I pop in every now and then. I'm more of the they called me the mascot of the place. What's funny is that my PR, they sent me something today, actually, an article from let me see here. Let me look it up. Where is it from? It was from the Entertainment Now. I read it and I was not expecting this. I was not expecting anyone to even mention me because I'm
You're
kind of
greatly associated with Sir.
I am.
Yeah.
For the
I know
longest
you have a lot
time.
of projects and you're very successful and you're doing other things, but forever you're going to be tied and known as a manager.
And I don't mind that at all. I love it. There's just some people that have become successful that were not on the show or had a bit part on the show that don't even like saying the word sir. They'll do an interview and they'll say something like, "Oh yeah, I worked in the restaurant industry." Motherfucker, you worked at Sir.
It's
like,
so
what is your
popular.
problem?
Think about, okay, Lisa Vanderpump is such an
It's almost like they
incredible
don't want to be
person,
associated with it.
which makes no sense. She's the coolest boss. You've done
Yeah.
great. It's a very successful reality show. And then nowadays, reality TV has surpassed scripted TV. So it's something you should be very proud of.
It is true, but scripted TV still gets everything gets eyeballs. It's just about the content of what's getting eyeballs. You know what I mean? Stranger Things is gonna kill it because it's Stranger Things. You know what I mean? So if the content is good, people are gonna watch. Whether it's reality, I know of a lot of reality television that has not done anything. I'm not going to go into names or anything like that, but let's face it. There's
I was on Date My Mom and Parental Control. I never blew up, dude. Never blew up.
There you go. That speaks to the genius of Bravo and the genius of Lisa. But it's funny. I just went like they were. I was. My PR sent me it, and I was like, okay, I'll read the article because I barely, because I'm always on the go. And then it was right before this interview, and I thought it was funny because I was like, well, why are they sending me this? We'll read it. Okay, fine, I'll read it. I read it, and it was like speaking on the Daily Dish. The new cast shared their thoughts on Peter Madrigal, including Kim Suarez. I didn't know this about Kim, but then again, here's the thing: I'm so like when I was working there as a manager, I tried to meet as many of the people as possible, but it was literally like one arm was stretching me to delete an item off of the computer, one arm was stretching to get a picture with me. So it was really hard to balance. You know what I mean? So I'd literally work and go home and go to bed. I barely hung out with anybody at a certain point in time. So Kim Suarez, who works as a server, he's kind of an introvert. I'm not really an introvert.
You seem outgoing.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I can be a little. I'm both. I'm a Gemini, so I carry both.
Okay.
So when you first meet him, I thought he hated me for the longest time. I don't hate you, Kim. Kim and I get along very well. But he's just very quiet. Everyone comes here and honestly just wants to meet him. There's no lie there.
I'm sure you've gotten some groupies from the show, some hot chicks being like, hey, I saw you on TV.
You know what? You know what? Yeah. He's just like an icon. He takes photos with everybody, and he's so sweet and kind. She shared. And then newbie
Oh,
Angelica Jensen, and I barely know Angelica. I talked to her the other day, actually, described Madrigal as being an introvert. I mean, okay.
hmm.
I think the first several times I saw him, he was like an enigma. I guess
Okay.
I'm an enigma. Your
I
lips to
like
God's
that.
ears.
I
Yeah.
like that. Well, some people may seem shy till you get to know them and then warm up and come out of their shell for a second. But also, you're at work mode. You're different than play mode.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the revamp, the new cast coming back, or what
You
do
know
you
what's
think?
interesting? Well, real quick, finish this. I'm like, is this
Yeah.
person real? She joked because her experience with me has
Oh,
always been, oh, can you take a picture for me? Can you take a picture for me with just fans coming in? And it's just she's all like, wait, this guy cannot be real. I
yeah.
thought it was
You're the
funny.
mascot.
Yeah,
You're the mascot.
but back to your question. What's funny is that like good on them. I did 10 seasons. I have my own. I shot a show called Bar Brawl this past summer. I just finished directing something else in Elko, Nevada, so I was doing that. I literally have my own career now, all thanks to Vanderpump Rules. I even launched my own cryptocurrency, my own coin. You know what I mean?
You
Yeah,
don't want to
boom.
be like Hawk Tuah though and go under and they chase you. Be
You
careful.
know what's hilarious, Steph? Everyone says that. It's like I did not develop a career for the last 15 years on television to rip someone off for about 100K. Come on.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I
You're
mean?
reading the contract. You're reading the fine print.
Well, it's not just no. Well, no, it's my coin. I control it. I'm not
Okay.
going to just take people's money. That doesn't make sense to me because I
Yeah.
do have my own career. I am on TV and I direct. I'm doing all sorts of other stuff. This is more of like my modus operandi. This is like a wealth creator for me. You know what I mean?
Damn, you got
Like
your hand in a
create.
lot of pots right now. You're
Yeah,
busy. You're all over. What
exactly.
about
Yeah.
OnlyFans? Would you ever jump on OnlyFans?
No.
We're
No.
not we're not going to spend 4.99 to see Peter naked in a bathrobe. Not happening.
No, no, no,
Damn.
I'm not going to do that. But yeah, no, I take my career very seriously. So,
That's
like,
cool.
like I said, I just directed something in Elko, Nevada, and now I'm going to go off and direct. See, that's the difference between me and because when someone said Hawk 2, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Then I had to go do the research, and
Yeah.
apparently she rug pulled everybody. I was like, no, 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 no.
In the
This
radio podcast, it was a big we talked about it. It was
Yeah,
a huge
no,
deal.
like her, that was like a get rich quick scheme because she has nothing else going on in her life. Me, on
Yeah.
the other hand, this. I have a big vision for this. I'm not a meme, and this coin isn't a meme. This coin, what I want for this coin is I want you to be able to pay for your food, your drinks, your night on the town, your bottles at a club with PM coin. That is ultimately what the direction I want to take this coin in. You know what I mean?
I love it.
So
Yeah.
and then, this year I directed a TV show. Next year, I'm in negotiations right now to direct not negotiations. I already got it. I'm waiting for the paperwork for a golf documentary. So I'm doing that.
Nice.
I do a lot of work outside of like I said. Right now, my focus is
Yeah.
on PM Coin because it's in the pre-sale. So it's a utility, and it's going to be in the pre-sale. And I mean, it's in the pre-sale right now. And then once we hit the 28th of December, then it goes live, and we're going to be on a DEX, which is a decentralized exchange, which has it has more controls, so you can't get any of those rug pulls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one reason why I like the more of a decentralized exchange because it's decentralized, they have more regulations to it. You see what I mean?
You're making money moves like Cardi B over there. You're doing it.
Sure.
You're doing it.
Like I have 100% focus on what I'm doing at this point in time. You know what I mean?
What
So,
about
and then
women? You're making all this money. You're doing these big career moves. What about dating? How do you have
there's a
time to
couple of
date?
ladies in my life.
A couple. Are you poly? Are you
Huh?
sister wives? Do you have sister
No,
wives
no,
Cody
no,
Brown?
no. There's one. There's one right now. I'm kidding. There's one right
Oh,
now.
that's
But
good.
I like to keep that side of my life private. I guess I'm a little
Yeah.
introverted in that sense. But I was on a red
Yeah.
carpet last night for the
Yeah.
new Freddie Five Nights at Freddy, and I'm very extroverted in that. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Did
it
you
depends
bring a
on the
date
time.
or just did you go to the red carpet alone or did you bring a date?
Maybe.
What? You're not. You're not answering. Okay. It's so LA. I swear, I lived in LA for
There
so
was
long,
someone
and
there. There was someone
yeah.
there, but I'm
But
not going to.
you guys are like 55 in LA, and you're like, I think I'm gonna settle down. I think I'm gonna post a girl. I'm 55. You know, you're on
Hey,
your.
no. Well, hold on. I've tried posting. I've been in the situation before, and I
Okay.
posted, and it didn't
Okay.
work out. So now I'm like, you know what? Keep that
Yeah.
private. Does that make
You got
sense?
to roll the dice. No, it
If you
does. It
look, if you
does.
look back on my timeline from like 10 years ago, that's when I was like, oh, this is the one, blah blah blah. Even before that,
Yeah.
oh, this is another girl. I've posted many of my girlfriends in the
Yeah.
past,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep the two separate. You know what I
That's
mean?
good. And you've dated some hot, well-known people on the show in the past. I mean, we've
You
kept
should
up
see
with a
you
few.
should see the one right now.
Is she gorge? Like really gorge?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? The one thing that comes across my timeline a lot is like, oh, Peter doesn't know how to date chicks. I'm like, you have
Really?
no idea, baby.
Okay, I gotta be honest. So years ago, whenever Stassi and you had a short fling, I was upset with Stassi as a viewer because I wanted her to be with you. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, this Peter guy sounds really hot and he's got a good head on his shoulders. Why doesn't she explore that more? I mean, this was so long ago. I don't even remember the details, but I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Well, here's the thing. Back in the day, it was like everyone grows and changes. I'm a very different person than I was even like, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm 42 right now, and the way I look, the way I see the world is very different than even when I was 39. You know,
Same. Yeah.
so and I take things very, very seriously, and I do. I just work really, really hard on
Yeah, you can
everything that I do.
tell.
Yeah,
You're on it. Yeah, I could
yeah.
never be a manager. So I work at a golf entertainment bar, and so I do golf entertainment hosting and VIP rooms. And the owner we just opened in August, and so you mentioned possibly having a silent partner and opening a restaurant. That is a lot of stress because I'm here on the ground up, kind of with my owner right now, going over numbers the first couple months, and it is obviously the biggest gamble to roll the dice. It can
Oh, I
work
know.
out or you can be shorts and sandies, and the
Yeah,
location,
but hold
pricey,
on, hold on.
timing.
Schwartz and
Yeah.
Sandy's number one was the location. Number two was the scandal of it all. Okay, there were two things that were going directly against it at the same time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they kept it closed. And I told Schwartz this one day. I was all like, the problem that you had, you didn't have me running the place. You didn't have me as a partner.
Oh, good
Okay.
point. Good
I
point.
told him that to his face. Like, that's the way I am. And uh, had he had me as a partner, first of all, I don't know if you remember, but in season 10, when Rachel Raquel, she comes up, she's just like, we should start seeing each other. I was like, okay. And then I go back to the bar. I'm like, okay. Well.
You got yourself out of a headache, out of a
Well, she
mess.
was all like, I thought he'd be more
Yeah.
into it. Right. Remember that? Okay. That took
Yeah.
place in July. All right.
Okay.
They didn't actually open the place until January. So there's 6 months of paying rent. All right.
That's a
So your
long time.
backlog, your backlog on rent. I don't care if one of the partners is the owner. All right. You still got to pay taxes on the place.
Yeah.
There's something going out the door. There's money going out the door. You see
Utilities,
what I mean?
insurance. You need to get that place up in 3 months minimum.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
it's got to get up.
I think one of the reasons why they weren't able to do it, or they didn't want to do it, was because they were perfectionists and they wanted all the items on the menu to be ready made, all right, ready to go. So they were looking for some kitchen people, some kitchen guys. And the problem with that is, okay, well, nothing's perfect, all right?
Yeah.
So if you can't have the right chef that you want to open the place up, what you do is you make a special menu and you continue looking and hunting for that staff during the day. At night, you open the place and you serve like 4 or 5 items, a special menu, 4 or 5 items. And you just look up some ingredients on TikTok or Instagram and you figure it out. Oh, let's do some garlic bread. Let's do some meatballs. I don't know. You know what I mean? And just buy the product and get it in there. And you have, instead of hiring a bunch of staff, you run it like let's say it was the 3 of us plus the other guy, right? So there's 4. So it's like Tom Schwartz, you're running the floor, and with another server. Sandoval, you and another bartender are going to be behind the bar all the time, making those cocktails. And hell, I'll manage it, and I'll get in the kitchen and fucking run that myself. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? That's the
Yeah,
way you
you
do.
want a low
You
amount on
make
the
sure
payroll when you're starting, so you don't, get in
exactly.
debt.
So you put your
Eh,
sweat equity into the place when it first starts. You don't
yeah.
actually like, oh, let's spend the money, splurge it all on employees. No, you want to turn a profit first.
Exactly. No, I flip houses. That's how I, work full time. And I could do better things. I could do more expensive products and better marble. I don't want to do that because I want to make a ton of money. So I will try to cut corners, to be honest, and use paint and small things to make things look better. So I can just get it off my hands because I'm losing money the longer I have the house in my name and get it
Exactly.
back on the market. And so it's kind of similar to restaurants as far, and same with, I don't want a ton of people in there working on the house. I want who can do a million things at once that I can pay one guy to
Yeah.
fix it. And so, and you know what's weird? I thought, oh, Scandival could help it because, he's in the headlines a lot. And I'm like a weirdo too that I thought, why is this such a big deal? Because there's been so much cheating on that show and every other show. Why do you think it was the perfect recipe to blow up the way it blew up so much?
I think it's because they were in a relationship for so long, him and
Mm,
Ariana. And then I think, and these are just my thoughts. You
yeah.
can you can do whatever you would like. Anybody can think what. And then Rachel was one of their best friends. See what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's the
But
reason why.
don't you lose them how you got them? I think now Crazy Kristen makes a lot of sense later on, And so what I think he was messing around with Ariana while he was still involved with Kristen, and so to me it was like, oh, no big deal. You get him, you lose him how you get him, kind of thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
That that's
I
just
don't
that's
know.
just life. Yeah,
I have no idea. I don't have any comment on that. I only have my own
yeah.
opinions, but I'm going to keep those to myself.
I like that. That's a good idea. So, okay, back to being a manager because I've worked in so many restaurants over the years. That's always been my side job because radio doesn't pay well. And I think it's such a difficult job. I think it's really hard to kind of be the person that you're always in trouble. You've got to kind of manage everybody and what's going on. What's your secret to like staying positive when you're managing a restaurant?
Um, I don't really think about. I don't really. Looking back on my career as a restaurant manager, I didn't really think about the uh, positivity or negativity. I just did.
Hmm.
So if someone's late, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to have to pick up the tables myself. If there's a late bartender, I'm going to have to bartend myself. You know what I mean? So I was an extremely just hard worker, and just I was one of those type of guys that would be all right. Well, get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So there was never really. I never really had a thought of like, oh, I don't want to do this today. I mean, of course we all do have those thoughts,
we're
but
human. Yeah.
in the end, you just execute and you get it done. You don't really think about it.
What was your childhood like? Were you always kind of a hard worker
Yeah, yeah.
growing up?
So I was the oldest of seven, growing up, and my parents instilled me with some really, really good moral values. I was brought up Catholic,
Yeah.
so yeah. So the morality of it all kind of stuck with me throughout my life. So that made me a really hard worker. I mean, I was homeschooled when I was a kid, and then went to high school, and I was kind of a lot of self-study. I graduated high school in 3 years. It was easy for me. And then I transferred went to Blaine College in Brenham, Texas. I took a kind of year off, and then, no, I don't really like school anymore. Because you like from the ages of like 5 to 18, you're using your mind, you know what I mean, all the
Yeah.
time. And eventually it becomes like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. And I went to Blaine College in Brenham, Texas for about a year and a half. And then I transferred over to the University of Southern California, home of the Trojans.
Nice. Nice. That's a good networking school in LA, literally. It's
Yeah,
just a good,
yes, it
it
is.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, and then when I graduated in 2008, that's that summer, I started working at Sir Restaurant.
No way. Like
Yeah.
right out of college.
Right out of college, I became a busser at Sir. And the rest, as they say, is history. 2 years later, I already knew how to bartend because I've been bartending since 2005. I already knew how to do that.
Yeah.
And then I became a server bartender about 6 months later after I was a busser. And then, manager in 2010. The rest, as they say, is history. They needed
What
another
were you
manager.
studying though? What was the goal in college that you were
Theater
studying? What was
arts. Like I want to get into movies.
Well, look at you now. You're doing
You
it.
know,
You're
yeah.
there. Yeah.
exactly.
What kind of directing? Like, what kind of movie or project are you directing or you want to do
So,
more of?
so the last one I did actually it was a reality TV show. So I was a producer on it, and then they asked me to stay on and direct. I was like, cool, sounds good. So I stayed on, directed it. I got some good performances out of everybody, and then now I'm meeting with some really high ranking people in January to really kick off. What's the word I'm looking for? A nice relationship with some people who need some advertisement, some
Yeah.
companies that need advertisement, and I'm kind of like
Nice.
they want to make it a little bit more Hollywood-esque.
Yeah.
And so now they're all like, "Ooh, let's get Peter to direct." You see what I mean? And that's what I
That's
mean when I
cool.
say like I have my own career. Like
Yeah. No.
you know
I'm
what I
one of those
mean?
people though, like it's always good to pay homage. Like I started at Playboy Radio in 2008. Haven't been there for so long, but I'm going to say that's how I got my connections and I jumped off, and then I've
Yeah.
done all these other stations, but it's great to be like, "Hey, I started at Vanderpump." And let's be real, Vanderpump's like the fucking coolest reality show.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think it
go. I'm
gets
gonna see
cooler.
Lisa on the 11th. I'm going to the Vanderpump Gala on the
Nice.
11th. Pandora just
Nice.
texted me yesterday. She's all like, "Hey, you want to go?" I was like, "Yes, of
Yeah. Yeah.
course. I'm always there."
She seems like the coolest boss.
Yeah, she is. She has been. I remember back last year because I didn't go this year. What was I? I can't remember what I was doing last year. They asked me to come out for so I just got done with a trip. I'm not gonna say where, but it was
What? With Charlie Sheen in Africa banging rocks? What's the trip? Why is it so secretive? What's
no, it was to Central America.
cool?
So I was involved in a little bit of a chase. So
Exciting.
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Venezuela, you
So
didn't get bombed in a boat, right? Coming back from
no,
Venezuela to
no.
Miami. Okay, good.
So I flew back, and then the day I flew back, Pandora asked me to come to the World Dog Day at the park right next door to where I live. I was all like, yeah, sure, let's do it, And so then I see Lisa, and Lisa's like, oh, hi, Pisa. I was like, we start talking, and she's all like, so are you going to stay? I was like, no, I got to go to Sir. She's like, oh, sure you do. You don't even manage anymore. I was like, I mean, like, I'm going to be there, so I might as well do something.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you still,
It's
if
like,
you're
oh,
in
stop
there,
it, darling.
if you just have a drink or eat, do you find yourself helping out at all or still kind of organizing
I
anything
mean,
in
like, I
those?
don't as much as I used to. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I go in for a couple hours a night, and because like I remember the other night actually I was there, and it was the day after Thanksgiving, and I was so exhausted. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
you know,
Do you
it
get
was,
paid to be there?
yeah, of course. I still
That's
clock in.
awesome. That's so cool. And like you clock in and you're like, but I'm Peter. That's why I'm clocking in. To be like literally, you're just yourself.
Eh, yeah,
That's
something like
cool.
that.
I mean, you can pick up a rag behind the bar real quick and like pretend to like surface
Well,
wash,
I've made people cocktails. Like they'll
Oh,
ask me to jump behind the bar and make some cocktails. I'm like, yeah, sure.
okay.
You
You're
know,
not just a pretty face. You're doing
I
stuff.
guess not.
Okay. I like it. Do you have a director, like a favorite director that you love their style and that you've looked up to?
Um, well, I was one of the biggest fans of Stanley Kubrick for a long time. 2001: Space Odyssey was one of my favorite films. I do like a lot of Ridley Scott's stuff because he's able to take you to a different world. And what's funny is that I kind of used that template for what I was directing in Elko. I was all like, okay, this is it's in the real world, but it's a world of its own.
Like Area
Does that make
51
sense?
Nevada style, like you're like in your own
Well, it's like a
area.
cowboy town almost.
Yeah.
So it's like like the oldest place there was established in 1910. It's called the
Mm.
Star Hotel, Star Restaurant. So it was an old school style saloon back in the day, and it's still standing. And it's still that was where I had my first meal when I got there that Monday night. I went to the Star Hotel, and so once I started looking around, and I was literally like, okay, this entire place, this entire city, this entire landscape it can be its own world outside of the United
Yeah.
States, and that's the way I wanted to portray it. So there's a little bit of Ridley Scott in there.
I love really small towns. You know, you're on the road. I used to tour with some
Yeah.
band. You stop in the middle of nowhere, and it's this cool. It is almost a time warp. Nobody knows what's going on. Do you have,
Mm.
speaking of like strange small towns, do you have a place you've been where you got recognized and you were kind of surprised, or it threw you off that you got recognized there?
No, it's never thrown me off. You know what's funny is that we had a meet and greet with the director in Elko the next night I was there, and then we had people from surrounding towns coming in just to see me, which
Oh,
I found flattering.
yeah.
They were actually staying in the same hotel I was in.
Were they knocking on your door? Like, can we get some
No,
time?
no, 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 no. The hotel manager was like, Peter, you have some of your fans are staying here. I was like, no shit.
Yeah.
I'm like ducking around, you know.
You know what's great? I got to go to Sir. I visit LA a couple times still because I'm just up in Sacramento. And I went
Mm.
before the show started, but I haven't gone since the show started. And I feel like I
Yep.
need to do it. I just don't like lines and stuff like that. And it was really popular when I was down there. I've been to
Yep.
Tom Tom a couple times.
Well, we've never really had a line, but we've been packed, you know?
Yeah. I just
We've
figured
been
it was going to
packed.
be something that was harder to walk into. Like before the show started, like you could just walk up and get a drink. And I didn't know, I don't know. I didn't, and I stay at the Rainbow Bar and Grill in the Viper Room. I'm a little bit more into the rocker
Mm.
scene and that I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
like
I
to
gotcha.
put on like nice clothes sometimes. It's like,
One of our bartenders, she has a bit part on it. McKenna, she uh, she works at the Roxy
oh, cool.
as
Yeah.
well.
I
Yeah.
hosted for years at the Rainbow. And so I'm on that side for
Okay,
sure.
I know the Rainbow very well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fun.
yeah,
Okay,
big fan.
I know, thank you for so much time. I have a game that I prepared for us. I always like a different game for my guests. And this one is shocked or no big deal. So are you down to play where I tell you like something that happened, probably to do, you know, with the show, and you're either shocked or you're like, no big deal.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Jax and Brittany divorced.
Not shocked on that one.
You're not shocked. No big deal. Okay.
Everyone was like, literally, I was like, okay, well, you're gonna go through with it. Got it. All right. Nope. No
I'm
worries.
shocked it lasted that long. She's a good woman. She's a good to hang on that long. She'd go
Yeah.
her.
I,
Um, yeah. Oh, I love cigars, by the way. That looks
me too.
amazing. Yeah, big cigar lounge.
This is a video.
Okay. Sheena not casted in the Valley. Oh, that looks nice.
I'm a little shocked on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Mhm.
saw them post It's All Happening when they announced Lala, and I'm like, that's Sheena's line. I love Almost Famous in that
Do
line.
you
So
think they're trolling?
I think that what may yeah, they've probably got to be. That was mean if they were. Um, Lala impregnating herself. Shocked or no big deal?
No big deal.
Okay. It's like LA people are like, let's IVF today. I'm bored. Let's go and like get some sperm. No, you know, I don't know. That doesn't happen in Sacramento.
I had an interesting conversation about that last night. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean, you got
literally
to pop
told
a
her
baby out. You're getting up there too.
I like to do things the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Yeah, I popped a couple out the old fashioned way. I'm one of those like it's got to be it just has to I'm also Catholic, grew up Irish Catholic, so I'm just a very if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm not
Mm.
inserting science into making babies, but to each its own that wants
Yeah,
to
sure.
yeah, that wants to have babies. Rebooting Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah. No big deal.
Yeah.
I
It
think,
makes
it was,
sense.
yeah, I mean, like, we have here's the thing. You got so someone from the cast, I'm not going to say who, but she's been one of my best friends for years. She called me while I was so she kept on texting me, right? And it was a couple weeks ago. It was when I was still in Elko, right? And I was on set, and we were on set. I was directing people till around 1 a.m,
Ooh.
and I was like, okay, cut. I told the crew specifically, not the cast. I don't really like the cast. Like whenever you're part of a cast, is like if you want to go out and have fun and party, you still got to be on the next day, and we're going to be talking about you going out and partying and being drunk. It's like, oh, I can't, So that doesn't. What I want the crew to be well rested, prepared, and ready to go 110% for another 12,
Yeah.
14-hour day. So I cut it. I was like, all right, we're done for the day, guys. Go home, go to bed. All right. And so then I look at my phone, I did see the messages coming in. There were a bunch of messages. Oh shit! Right, I better call her. And and it was just like, oh man, you're not here. Like the people that she started with, because I've known this person for like 7 years now. She's like, the people that I started with are no longer, you got my former work wife, Diana. So Diana she and I would cover each other. You'd see Diana on little clips here and there on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't.
they freeze framed her. They did the little. She'd be running
Oh no,
behind you
she was the one
guys.
that Kristen was yelling at when she had that
Yes.
freak out. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had Diana was there, and she moved to Chicago with her kid and her boyfriend. So she moved to Chicago, and then you have some other people, and then of course me, and it's like, holy shit, Peter's not even here anymore. You know what I mean? Or I'm barely around. I'm like
Yeah.
doing my own thing at this point. And so she was all like, it was a little bit heartbreaking for her. Just a little bit.
I
And the
get
thing
that. I
is
don't think
that
anyone's going to compare them, though. It's going to be like a
well,
whole new show.
well, what happened? Well, I told her, I was literally like, look, you're talking to a guy that's been around since 2008, managing since 2010. The people that I even started with they're not even around. I went into, this would be my 5th iteration of the staff at SIR.
Wow. Yeah.
You see what I mean? But it's 17 years of turnover, that's a long time. So it's something that, everyone that I was friends with really, because like, here's the thing, you got to realize the people that know me there, that work there now, either know me as the face of the place or the manager. The people that knew me before knew me as someone that was like a busser who became a server, bartender, and then became manager. So we were all friends. So it wasn't really like that respect thing. Now it is. It's a very different dynamic. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't really have like, when someone like Kim says, oh, he was a little introverted. It's not really that. It's more, I'm your boss.
Well, and you were a younger manager then. You just had a more serious edge to you at a younger age. Most of my managers were all 40 and over.
Yeah, no, I started managing that place when I was 27.
You don't fuck around. You were taking it serious. Like when I was blacking out just in Hollywood every night, couldn't even wake up, you were fucking managing people.
Yep.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've always had that edge to me. You know what I mean? It's only when I got older, I was like, wait, why am I so serious?
Yeah. Like the Joker, but real, but
yeah.
so, but hey, you're successful now and you're in a good spot. So, it's okay, but you do want to have fun. Don't forget to loosen up and play.
Oh yeah. No, I had fun last night.
Good. Like 5 nights at Freddy. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Now, cool. I'm going to go tonight. I'm going to go, with my brothers, and we're going to go check out the Christmas tree at the Grove. We haven't done that yet. You know what I mean?
That's
probably
going
to get a Christmas tree here, put it in the apartment, and have a holly jolly Christmas.
Your hot little faceless chick that you're getting down with that we can't see. Maybe you could do the back. Like I like to post the back of my men, just to mess with listeners, or like a arm.
I think you'll recognize. I think some people will recognize this one.
That's hot. Okay, that's really hot.
Yeah.
I liked dating famous people back when I was young and I could do that. Or directors. I was really into banging directors, and I'm not even an actress. I just did it for fun.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Well, they give out direction very well, don't they?
They direct in the bedroom. So I'm in. Okay, so back to shocked or no big deal. I have a couple more. Were you shocked or no big deal with the success of Ariana after the scandal?
No big deal.
Okay.
She has that star quality to her.
Kristen,
you never know. I might be directing her in a movie one day.
Man, I'll be honest, I'm not that much of a fan of hers. And people have come down to me. Everybody loves her. She's a fan favorite. I always thought she was so boring. I was bored to tears. Yeah, not a fan. Sorry. Just didn't get it.
Yeah, I'll probably see if she wants to do a movie eventually. Once I
You know what? I think she could be really good at being an actress.
Yeah.
You know how I think people that are very good at acting aren't that good on a reality TV show because I want to see psychotic. I want to see nutso fun entertainment. And you have your head on a little too straight, right? That's why I think you weren't on it as much because you're like, oh, I'm a real person going to work and not fucking people over. I want a villain that is going through town fucking everyone over.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Kristen becoming a mom.
I'm happy for her.
That's good.
She's always wanted to be a mom. I'm very happy.
So you're not shocked too. You're like that.
No, I'm not shocked. Actually,
Okay.
This is what she wanted. And,
are you going to have a baby? When are you having a baby?
That conversation.
Tonight. Go get the tree and then impregnate her. Put it on your calendar, the iCal.
Too much to accomplish right now. Maybe soon. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
2026 goals. New Year's resolution, knock up your girlfriend. That's what I'm saying. I'm a fan. Okay, that was it. Thank you so much for playing with me, Peter, and stopping by my show. And I had so much fun with you. I'm really excited for the coin and hopefully your restaurant and everything. And
just wait till you see some of my projects that I'm directing right now. Oof.
Well, we're going to repost them and I'll tag everybody because I have a lot of rockers. So if you guys don't know Peter and you're just listening to music, I'm getting more into reality TV and I'm going to tag you so everyone can follow your projects. And I got to see your movie and when you have your baby next year. We can't wait to see.
Where is this coming from? Like you're already designating what I'm doing next year. That's funny.
I'm putting it out in the universe. I'm putting it out in the universe. All right. Thank you so much, dude.
You're welcome, Steph.
Thanks, man. Good